Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and this is the 7th in my series where I go through each year. I started in 1950 and tell you my favorite album, my favorite song, my favorite movie, and my favorite television show. Couple rules that I have is one, I have to have a physical copy of whatever I'm going to show or pick. And the second part is for the TV series, since they went several seasons, they're only eligible for their debut season. All right, so let's get started with my third runner-up for album. And that would be Bing Sings Whilst Bregman Swings with Bing Crosby. This was the first album recorded with an orchestra and arranged and conducted by Buddy Bregman, who had previously worked with Ella Fitzgerald. I'll be talking about one of the songs later on this, but this is my only CD that is a MoFi recording. Whoop. It's gold. But anyway, yeah. Bing Sings While Bregman Swings. My second runner-up is the wonderful Black Coffee by Peggy Lee. Now, this was a different album for her, especially her recordings on Capitol. Now she is on Decca, and this has the feel of like an after-hours jazz session. This is the acoustic sound reissue. Just wonderful, got a couple really nice photos of Peggy inside, but yeah. Black Coffee, Peggy Lee. Now this was a really tough choice between my first runner-up and my favorite album for 1956, as rock and roll was just starting to appear, and this is my favorite Frank Sinatra record, but I'm gonna have to give it the first runner-up as the rock and roll is on the horizon. But this is a fantastic album. Songs for Swingin' Lovers, Frank Sinatra. Like I said, it's my favorite. And we get a bunch of up-tempo swing numbers. Like the title says, with Nelson Riddle's orchestra and his arrangements. It's just a perfect album for Frank Sinatra, the Swingin' Frank. And oh yeah, it was on the Capitol label. And now for my album of the year, my favorite album for 1956 is going to be Elvis Presley, the first rock album to reach the top of the charts. So good that the Clash even copied it. But includes several songs that had been recorded for the Sun label, and he worked some other hits by others, but just a fantastic rock album on the RCA label, the debut for Elvis Presley. And now moving to my favorite song. My third runner-up was from this CD that I showed earlier, from Bing Crosby. It's They All Laughed. Now, this is a George and Ira Gershwin tune written for the 1937 film Shall We Dance with Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, and it was also made famous by Fred Astaire, his version of the song. Well, I was listening to this program in Kansas City called Waxworks, where they played a lot of like big band stuff and other things from the 40s and 50s. But anyway, they had these volumes at the record store with the yellow pages, and they have these huge volumes. So I tried to find Bing Crosby singing this song, because I knew when I listened to the song on this Waxworks program that it wasn't Fred Astaire's version. And I recognized the voice. I knew it was Bing Crosby, but nobody seemed to know what that was on or anything like that. Looked through, those days before the internet. And it's years later that I finally ran across this CD and Bing's version of They All Laughed, which I think is fantastic. So anyway, that's the story of that song. My second runner-up is from Fats Domino, and it's the song Blue Monday. It was written by Dave Bartholomew and first recorded by Smiley Lewis in 1954. Became a big hit, though, in 1956 when Fats Domino recorded it. Fats recorded quite a few of Bartholomew's songs. The song was featured in the 1956 film The Girl Can't Help It with Jane Mansfield. I'm not sure how much Fats changed the tune, but after he recorded it, the credits include Fats Domino and Dave Bartholomew, so who knows. My first runner-up is from the great Carl Perkins. This is a compilation album, and it's the tune, his signature tune, Blue Suede Shoes. Many people now associate the song with Elvis Presley, who covered the song after it became a hit for Carl Perkins, which was kind of common in those days. But it is Carl's version, and Carl also wrote it, that went to #2 on the Billboard charts and #1 on the country charts. And Elvis' version only went to #20 on the Billboard charts. So Carl's version was the big hit. And it's also viewed as one of the first rockabilly tunes, and he's often called the king of rockabilly, Carl Perkins. I've been singing the praises of Carl Perkins compared to Elvis, especially for Blue Suede Shoes, but I'm actually going to pick an Elvis song off his debut, Trying to Get to You. He first recorded it for Sun in 1955. It's on the Sun compilation, but it didn't appear on an album until this album here. But the song was written by Rose Marie McCoy and Charles Singleton, and first recorded by the Washington, D.C. doo-wop group, the Eagles, a different Eagles. I know Don Henley is always suing people. Maybe the D.C. doo-wop group, the Eagles, ought to sue them. I don't know. But anyway, there's also a nice version from the 1968 Elvis Comeback Special, but the one he first recorded for Sun is my favorite. Trying to Get to You, my favorite song from 1956. And now we're moving to the film portion, and my favorite movie from 1956, the third runner-up, is, yes, The Spectacle, The Ten Commandments. This is a 2-disc special collector's edition. Has a lot of great special features, a great documentary. But anyway, this was the last film directed by Cecil B. DeMille. Nobody knew how to do a sexy biblical epic like Cecil B. DeMille. And Charlton Heston was great at playing these bigger-than-life characters. This is a remake of DeMille's silent version, which he directed. And in this version, he kind of focuses on the relationship of Yul Brynner and stepbrother Moses, Charlton Heston. It also has amazing special effects for the time, especially the parting of the Red Sea. Third runner-up. My second runner-up from Alfred Hitchcock. This is a Blu-ray collection. It's The Man Who Knew Too Much. Great booklet in here too. I think I've showed this before on another one, but let's see if I can get to this movie. And there it is. The Man Who Knew Too Much. And similarly to Cecil B. DeMille and The Ten Commandments, Hitchcock remade his own movie from 1934, this time with James Stewart and Doris Day as the main characters, and they witness a murder in Morocco, which leads to threats to their safety. Doris gets to sing Que Sera Sera, Wherever Will Be, and we also get a great suspenseful finale. My first runner-up is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, directed by Don Siegel, a great sci-fi film where Kevin McCarthy stars as a doctor that comes to realize that humans are being replaced by alien doubles. McCarthy also has a cameo in the very good 1978 remake with Donald Sutherland. Siegel's film deals with paranoia, conformity, and psychological questions, and his direction is perfect for this chilling tale. Like I said, there's Kevin McCarthy, and the beautiful Dana Winter is also in it. This is an Olive Films release on Blu-ray. The only bad part about the Olive Films one is they never come with any extras. But anyway, great film, Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1956. And my favorite film from 1956 is the great Western, The Searchers, starring John Wayne. Came in this John Wayne, John Ford film collection. And there's other films in the set. But this was a 2-disc special release. I think it was a 2-disc one. if I remember right. It also comes with the 2 discs, a lot of special features. It also comes with like some letters written at Warner Brothers and some great photos. And one more special thing. It comes with the Dell comic book for the Searchers, and one that shows a lot of the different movie posters and lobby cards and things that came out for the movie. Just great, excellent set. And this is supposedly Steven Spielberg's favorite film. It also has one of John Wayne's best performances, more nuanced than what we see in a lot of his other films. And I don't know if anyone else has matched the sheer majesty of the shots John Ford has produced in this film, along with cinematographer Winton Hawk, and the great Monument Valley in Arizona settings. Yeah, The Searchers, fantastic Western. And now for my favorite television show of 1956. My second runner-up is the Zane Grey Theater. This is a Western anthology series hosted by Dick Powell, with many of the stories based on Zane Grey novels, but not all. This season has such stars as Claudette Colbert, Barbara Stanwyck, Lloyd Bridges, DeForest Kelley of Star Trek fame, Robert Vaughn, and Walter Brennan. And of course, some of these were stars in the making as well. And the main reason I started with, this is season 2, is because Hedy Lamarr was on here, and I tried to collect all of her movies, and she only made a few television appearances, but this is one of them. So my second runner-up, the Zane Grey Theater. Now for my first runner-up, it's The Ford Show with Tennessee Ernie Ford. Great variety show that was actually named for the sponsor of the Ford Motor Company and not for the host. There were more musical numbers than anything, often with the help of a group called the Top 20. It was a vocal chorus group that backed him up on different songs, and they also got to sing their own songs once in a while. Had some nice guests that fit in with his homespun humor, such as Minnie Pearl, George Gobel, and Cliff Arquette, who later created the character Charlie Weaver. But yeah, this is from the ErnieFord.com. I got a couple collections of these. I don't know if they're still selling them. I probably should go and look. But he was my dad's favorite singer. That's one of the reasons I really liked it too. The Ford Show, first runner-up. And my favorite television show from 1956, it's State Trooper. This was released by Timeless Media Group. It did quite a few of these old TV collections. This is the entire first season, all 39 episodes. The series stars Rod Cameron as an officer and chief investigator for the Department of Public Safety in Nevada. Cameron had also starred in a lot of Westerns before he got this role in State Trooper. He even gets to ride a horse in a few episodes. It also has Robert Armstrong of King Kong fame, who was a semi-regular as Sheriff Andy Anderson, would help him out once in a while. But great Rod Cameron vehicle, and Rod Cameron was a big guy. It looked like a guy you didn't want to mess with, as he was 6'5". But State Trooper, and that does it. Please list your favorites from 1956, and we'll head on to 1957 next.